What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been a while since I've seen you guys, but I have something very cool here that I had to show you guys. If you guys have been with our channel for a while, you'll know that we do a lot of camping, and we've done so in our airbeam tent, which is absolutely massive. We've not been able to find an airbeam tent here in America. We had to import the one that we have now over from Great Britain. Finally, a company has come out with what we think is going to be a decent airbeam tent for you guys to be able to get into airbeam tents. If you don't know what an airbeam tent is, we'll go over that here in a little bit. So this tent is from Reactive Outdoors. We're gonna get this thing out of the box. We're gonna get it set up, show you guys how that goes, and then we're gonna give you our full review of this tent. Oh, well, I like the bag that it comes in already. Very nice. So you have this cool little like duffel bag scenario here. Should be a lot easier to pack than some of the other tents. So you've got straps here that you can tighten down, make it easier. I like that. Looks like, here's something. Ooh, stakes right here. These are actually built into the bag. And then the bag's got this cinch on it that you can open up. Should make, oh yeah, getting this out looks like it's gonna be super easy. Oh, look at that. We got a little thank you card from them, from Reactive Outdoors. They have a 60-day money-back guarantee. And then the ultimate 15 camping meals guide. So that's kind of cool. It's got instructions built onto it right here. I do like that. That makes it very easy. They stay with the bag. They don't get wet. Very nice. What do we got here? Free tent repair patch kit. That's going to be useful in case we have some type of issues or punctures. And obviously this looks like it's going to be our charging pack for our pump. Comes with a cable. And clearly you can charge it right here. Arrow points upwards of the valve. Okay. Put that back in here for now. Hang on to that for a little bit later. All right, so you guys can clearly see this is a lot smaller package than our huge tent, so this is gonna be much more manageable. Still sleeps 10. We're gonna see what that looks like, but 10-person tent that rolls up into a package this small and this light is pretty awesome. So let's get this thing rolled out. We'll get it staked in, and we'll get it set up and see what this looks like. So this tent is actually so easy. Literally a child could set this up. So you're gonna go around, you're gonna make sure that your 2 air valves are installed, enclosed. So we got this one first. Perfect. We're gonna go screw that front one in. Press that power button and off we go. And you just stand back and watch the tent set itself up. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes total from start to finish, and it'll just come right up by itself. So let's step inside and I'll show you guys what the difference is between a normal tent and an airbeam tent like this one. All right, so other than the insanely fast setup that you get from an airbeam tent, the other major difference is there is no poles in this tent. So they have these structural beams overhead built into this tent right here, and you essentially inflate them with air. Now, a lot of people think that you inflate them kind of like you would like a bouncy house where you have the air pump staying on all the time, but that's not how these work. These work kind of like you would see on an inflatable paddle board, something like that. So they inflate with a high PSI, they get very stiff, and they're very resilient. So you can pull down pretty hard on them, and you can see you can flex them, and they come right back out. So it's not something that's gonna break or bend in the wind. They're gonna move a little bit with the wind and then they're gonna pop right back up. They are very, very sturdy, and they put them in multiple protective casings to keep them from getting punctured. In the event that you do have a puncture, these are replaceable, and you can also use that included patch kit to patch one. We've had very, very few issues with puncturing one of these. They're very durable, kind of like a stand-up paddleboard would be. so they're definitely not easy to puncture. Makes them very, very resilient in high wind or stormy situations. Now, like I showed you guys yesterday, we did have a bunch of storms roll through here. Checked on the tent a few times. It was moving around in the wind. We did see 32-mile-an-hour winds here at the house yesterday and about 5 inches of rain total throughout the whole day, today and yesterday. So with that much rain, the tent stayed perfectly dry. You can see there's no water in here whatsoever, or any, like, even evidence that there was water. So we did check on it multiple times throughout the night and no water came in the tent. So that's actually really, really good. You could see in that video that I showed you guys from the GoPro that the water was rolling off this tent very, very quickly. That means they've put a very good coating on this tent for their waterproofing. I was a little worried that they didn't have a rain fly included in this to go over top, because most tents do, but they've done a really good job on the weatherproofing of this tent, so you shouldn't have any issues. Now, we do recommend weatherproofing a tent about every year or two. It's just a good idea, especially if you're using them a lot. That coating will come off. So you do have to do a little bit of maintenance on every tent and make sure that that is weatherproofed before you actually take it out. We also recommend setting them up, make sure the tent is dry when you put it away. So if you take one of these and you put it away wet, it will actually hurt that weatherproof coating. So you definitely want to make sure when you pack one of these tents that it is dry. And if you're unable to pack it dry, make sure when you get home and it's dry outside, you can actually set it back up and then repack it so you give it time to air dry out. So one thing that does matter with airbeam tents, and one thing that you need to be cautious about with airbeam tents, is the fact that when you have one of these, they do need to be roped off with guy ropes. They won't stand really well by themselves. They need to have a little bit of tension from these ropes. So if you're trying to set one of these up like on a concrete pad, that is going to be a little bit more difficult. You're going to want to make sure that you have a place where you can actually stake these down. So that is something to consider if you're going to be camping a lot on concrete pads. All right, so as we take a walk around the tent, you're gonna notice there's a couple spots in here where you can actually run your electrical cords through if you're trying to power one of these. We will be doing this later when we hook up an AC in here. We'll show you guys all that. Also on the front of the tent, they've labeled this pretty well. You've got power and valve here. They put a Velcro piece over this to keep it dry. So you've got your air release valve here. You could also use this to manually pump up the tent if something did happen to this pump here. This is where your battery pack is going to go. We do recommend pulling this battery pack out once you're done with it. That way you don't have it sitting out here getting hot or possibly wet. And then you've got your power button, which is actually on this internal pump here. This just Velcros on there really nice. Definitely like that. Keeps that out of the weather nice and dry. Also, I do like down here where they have reinforced the corners of this tent where they stake it down. I really, really appreciate that. You're not going to have any issues there with it breaking or tearing. Again, as we travel down the side, you guys will notice you do have these vents here that's going to allow air to come in. You can obviously stake them out and make them open a little easier like that. Around the back, you've got another power access area, which is great, just depending on where the power is that you're looking to get into. It's nice to have two of these. Again, you've got another very large door with a built-in window, so 2 access points into the tent. This is something that we didn't notice on the initial tent setup, but you're gonna wanna make sure that you know where and that this valve is actually closed, because when we initially set this up, this valve was open, so that was taking a little bit longer, obviously, because it won't fill up with that valve open. So make sure you know about this valve, make sure you check it, and make sure it's closed. Again, you've got another large window here, and another vent right here for some more airflow, so plenty of airflow in this tent if the weather so deems it fit to have it open. That's nice. So far, I really like what I see. I want to get this thing through some weather testing, make sure that it's going to be good as far as that goes. But if you're looking for a large tent for a family of 5 or 6, this is probably going to be your best bet, especially if you're looking to get into an airbeam tent. So super easy setup, very lightweight. We love that. Our other tent is very heavy, very difficult to set up somewhere, so this is much easier. The other thing I love about this tent is it doesn't require power because they give you that battery pack, so you can easily set this up on the go wherever you need it to be set up at. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for this Reactive Outdoors airbeam tent review. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you need to know that I didn't cover in this video, please let us know down in the comments. Let us know if you're interested in this airbeam tent, or if you're interested in us reviewing another airbeam tent or just another tent in general. We love doing these reviews for you guys, letting you know our thoughts. We are going to be hooking up power to this, and we are going to be showing you guys how we intend on ACing this. It is Florida. This is summertime. We are running temperatures somewhere in about the 100-degree range, so we are going to be wanting to run some type of cooling system in this tent for when we plan on camping on it in the summertime. It's very hot here, so if you guys are interested in seeing that video, make sure you like and subscribe. It'll keep our videos rolling to the other people, helps our channel grow so we can do more cool videos like this. Appreciate you guys stopping in with us. I don't know if you can see it here, but the water is really rolling off the tent. It's obviously, they've done a pretty good job at the waterproofing coating on that tent. Wind and rain are coming in pretty good. You can see that tent flexing in the wind. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And obviously we'll go inside here in a little while